I'm Tammy Pack. 20 years ago, I got bored practicing law and had the crazy idea to move to Fredericksburg, Texas to open a little quilt shop. But Fredericksburg is the B&B capital of the world, so I bought my first guest house. And then a few years later started Absolute Charm B&B Reservations. Now we represent 140 beautiful B&Bs and vacation rentals. Along the way, I met a really creative guy named Wes Pack. He was just too adorable, so I married him. He gave up his own successful career in custom home sales to move here to help me chase my dreams.
And together we started Absolute Charm Real Estate. So now we work with both tourists planning a trip to Fredericksburg, as well as buyers looking to pull up stakes and move to the hill country. You name it, we sell it. But we really focus on bringing buyers and sellers of investment properties together.
This series is here to give you tips on all the fun things to do and places to visit while you're in Fredericksburg. That's whether you're just planning a little weekend visit or hoping to check in for good.
Along the way, we'll introduce you to some of Fredericksburg's most colorful characters and unique attractions. Whether they're in the middle of Main Street or off the beaten path, we'll sniff them out and bring them your way.
Every Wednesday, we'll post a new video showing what's hot and what's happening.
What you gotta know about Fredericksburg, Texas.
As my daddy used to say, let's head 'em up and move 'em out.
Sun, kick off your shoes and have some fun.
Hi, I'm Wes Pack, and this is my wife, Tammy Pack.
Hi there.
And we're here at Fischer and Weiser's retail store on downtown Main of Fredericksburg. It's 315 East Main Street.
That's right.
And we're here with Mark Weiser, who is the chairman of Fischer and Weiser, and Case Fischer, who is the CEO and president of Fischer and Weiser. So I got a question for you, Case. This retail store has a lot of your products with your label on it. And that tells me, in fact, when you go up and down Main Street, there's hardly any companies in town that really are on Main Street that manufacture their own product. Is that right?
Well, I would think that's probably true. This is a store that only carries our products. So all the products that you see in here, we actually manufacture just right up the street. And so you'll see it, but you'll see some different brands in here. A lot of people don't know that we have other brands besides just our Fischer and Weiser brand. We have Mom's Spaghetti Sauce.
I didn't know that.
Mom's Spaghetti Sauce, we make that as well. We have a food truck fusion line, which is brand new. So when you come in here, you can sample everything, and it'll take you a little while to go all the way around, but there's probably close to 150 different products that we make.
Nice, nice.
Is it all pretty much within one category, or how's your product line distributed?
No, we make jams, jellies, salsas, preserves, fruit butters, spaghetti sauces, just a whole slots of everything. What's right behind us here is our number one section of our products, which is our sauces that you put on meats and different cheeses and stuff like that. So it's fantastic, our sauce line. We're known as jelly.com, but we really should be sauce.com because most of the stuff that we sell are sauces.
Well, Case, I can tell you, I've hardly ever gone to any party or reception in Fredericksburg, Texas, where there's not a block of cream cheese, some crackers, and your roasted raspberry chipotle.
Yep.
It's the best.
Well, that's our number one seller today. Okay. And it was actually, this was one of the first sauces that we actually came out with. Texas 1015 onion glaze was our first, but now we have probably 25 different ones.
And most appropriately, you have tasting samples.
Absolutely.
To try out and flavor. Go for it.
You're not going to double dip that.
Yeah, you don't double dip these in the store, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all around so people can actually try and sample
That's like
each
a
one of
spicy
the products.
barbecue.
It is.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So tell Mark, how many products does Fischer and Weiser have? Or how many do they produce?
Last count I thought was about 150.
About 150 products? Wow, that's amazing.
Different products, yes.
Now, how famous is Fischer and Weiser?
Not famous enough.
Always the answer. I love that.
Well, we sell in all 50 states, and so we're really known well in the Southwest because that's where we're from, but we sell in all 50 states through different smaller grocery stores, in the deli section of different stores, and so even though we have 150 products, not all of them are around everywhere. We probably, it's the old 80-20 rule. 20% of our products probably make up 80% of our sales.
Well,
and
and you guys have won numerous awards.
We have, and we're really blessed with that. We are always entering. I mean, you can't win if you don't enter. So we're always entering different contests and stuff. With the roasted raspberry chipotle sauce, we won the outstanding new bestseller in New York in 1997, and that was a real big deal for us. But we've won awards for our mustards. Across the board, so it's a lot of fun.
Okay.
Who comes up with these recipes?
Well, we have a team of people at our kitchen that come up. We're actually trying new things all the time. So we're going to restaurants and trying new flavors, and so you got to keep playing with it. But there's probably a group of 5 or 6 of us that just really get in there and do it. If you want to see where Fischer and Weiser actually started, we have to go out to Das Peach Haus.
And that would help us understand the history of where it all started.
Walk through life. Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let it take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? 'Cause every day is a new day. And everything's going your way. And you wanna make it last forever. We'll keep it together 'cause it keeps getting better. Whoa, walk through life and move ahead to your destination. Shine so bright, be the light of a new creation. If the world is a stage, better start the show. 7, 8, 9, 10, ready, set, let's go, turn it on.
So this is where it all started, out here at Das Peach Haus, which is on Highway 87, about a mile from where we were. And Das Peach Haus means the Peach House. So tell us a little bit about it. You got the old cabin out front. And
Well, I bought the logs to make this log cabin. It was located down here on the Pedernales, and I restored it in 1969, and I opened up my first retail store.
you actually created that label too.
I created the label. I had to do everything. Anyway, I sold peaches and asked my mom to make jams and jellies, so I started doing that. I hired kids to work for me, and in 1974 I bought this building, which was the former Lone Star Brewery warehouse in town. Fredericksburg got its railroad in 1913, and so the Lone Star Brewery built a warehouse to store all their beer. So everything on this floor was used to store beer for the local Germans. And Prohibition hit in 1919, and they were out of business.
Prohibition strikes Fredericksburg, Texas. Lone Star Brewery goes out of business.
And a wholesale grocery company bought it. And I didn't tell you, when I bought this cabin for $150, I told my mama, and she said, well, you just threw away $150. But when I bought this building for $4,000, which was a steal,
This building that we're in.
she was very happy because in 1919, when Lone Star Brewery went out of business, Collins Company bought it as a wholesale grocery, and her office was over here. She was the bookkeeper. So she never said a word about me buying this building. She loved it.
So how long has this building been here on this property then?
About 1974 is when I moved it in. And then I hired Case Fisher to work for me. He was a freshman in high school
that's
as
when-
a salesman.
And that's when Fischer and Weiser was created.
Well, that's when I started working for Mark in 1979. But when I
okay.
went off to A&M, I said, Mark, we can do something with these jams and jellies. And when I came back from A&M, we started Fischer Weiser Specialty Foods. And so that's how it got started in the mid-'80s.
And then there's so much more of what you've got going on.
Oh yeah, it's really kind of
Tasting room.
it's an experience. We've got a wine tasting room. When you come in, you can try 150 products that we have. So it's really an experience when you come here. You can actually stay here. We have a culinary retreat, our B&B, which is right next door, our farmhouse, which is on the back side of the property. And so there's a lot going on at Fischer and Weiser's Das Peach Haus. And matter of fact, people come and spend hours. They sit out on the deck and overlook the orchard and just have a glass of wine. And we have people coming that this is their destination. This is where they want to do. And we've even got a new thing, which is our Culinary Adventure Cooking School, which is brand new and a lot of fun, classes from 10 up to 25.
All right, well, I got an interesting question. I know that peaches are a rather fragile crop when it comes to the winter. My grandpa actually had a apricot orchard, and we always had to fight the weather. So I'm just wondering, what do you guys have to do to kind of deal with that, especially with the amount of acreage you had with the peaches?
Well, I mean, anything you can do to help save the peaches, you try to do. But one of the big things is a late freeze. You know, we get them, they happen, and so that's a big deal. I mean, you can lose all the crop in one evening of having a late freeze.
But you guys did something interesting.
Well, you know, a little trick you can do. There's a thermoclimate that sits about 75 to 100 feet over the orchard. So if you could get that warmer air down and warm up the ground, that's what you want to do. So on a couple of instances, we've hired a helicopter that would actually just fly back and forth all night long to push that air from above the trees to down at the bottom. And that 1 or 2 degree difference that would change can save a crop. And if you come out here now, you'll actually see that we have an orchard fan, a fan that actually is in there that will kick on, so we don't have to have a helicopter fly over it. But it's interesting listening to a helicopter all night long. It's like they're searching for somebody, like a search plane or something.
Very
but it's
hard
pretty
to
fun.
sleep.
I bet it is hard to sleep with the helicopter flying overhead.
And so we encourage people to take a break from the main street and come on down. It's a little bit slower pace here. It's a lot of fun. You won't get bored. That's a guarantee.
Well, and the neat thing about it is that you guys have that total encapsulated URL, jelly.com,
right,
that if anybody goes to, they can find all about Fischer and Weiser, and they can book a culinary class when they come to town.
Absolutely.
It's only a couple hours or 2 hours at most,
Right,
or you can bring a group, a party.
Right, you could do a private one if you wanted. So yeah, just go to jelly.com and that's how you book it. Real easy.
Well, Casey, you have a lot of products, not only in your store, but around in the other store as well. How do you fill all these jars?
Well, we used to, all the production was done right here at Das Peach Haus until 1998. And then in 1998, we moved and built a state-of-the-art new kitchen right on Lincoln Street. And we actually have a little bit of help. We have some fillers, but everything's still handcrafted. We still, the kettles are just a little bit bigger than they used to be when they were in the kitchen here. And it goes a little bit faster, but we still consider it handcrafted, but we fill, and all the same techniques that you use in canning, we still use today in our larger kitchen.
And with all the labeling and all the custom things you put on.
We got a little help with that now too.
I'm sure you do.
We have labelers and things of that sort, but there's still a lot of hand stuff that goes on for a product like this. It's a canned product, the old-fashioned canning method is exactly what we use today, but just do it in a little bit larger scale.
Well, with that said, we just really want to thank you guys for letting us come out here at your Main Street store at 315 East Main Street,
right,
and here at the Das Peach Haus, which
right,
is on Highway 87, only a mile out from
right,
town, and showing us everything you have and what you make, and especially just being so informative about what it is you guys do. We had no idea. I'm sure there's a lot of people that had no idea of how big and amazing your products are. All they need to do is just go to jelly.com and learn all about it, and especially when you're coming to town, is to look at the culinary classes, not only just come here and visit, but also have a chance to know what to mix the foods with.
Good. Yeah,
Perfect.
That's great.
All
Thank
right?
you so much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wes. Appreciate it.
Likewise.